Nuke the whales? You don't really believe that, do you?
I don't know. Gotta nuke something.
In 1945, the US military dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which, along with Russia declaring war on Japan at the same time, ended World War II. The combined power of these two nuclear weapons had more destructive force than all the bombs dropped during the Pacific Front of World War II combined. The total amount of matter converted to energy from Hiroshima's atomic blast was only about half a gram of matter, less than the weight of a butterfly. This goes to show just how powerful the sun must be, considering the sun converts 8.6 billion pounds of matter to energy every second, or about 7.9 trillion Hiroshimas every second, which is truly remarkable. But the US wasn't quite done. Even before World War II ended, Russia and America were squabbling over turf, and it was clear after World War II that the two global superpowers were going to become antagonistic towards each other. In fact, a physicist named Klaus Fuchs admitted to selling the Soviet Union nuclear secrets before the war was even over. In short, the Soviet Union produced their first successful nuclear weapon in just 3 years. With this recent development, it became imperative for the USA to continue to improve upon their original atomic weapons. In 1946, the US Navy pulled into the Marshall Islands to do atomic testing on the nearby atolls. In order to evacuate the natives, the US government told the natives a well-rehearsed lie, essentially making it seem like it was God's will for them to leave so the US could keep the world at peace. Unfortunately, this worked, and for the next 12 years the United States military dropped 67 bombs, the yield of which was equivalent to about 1.7 Hiroshimas a day for 12 years straight. On March 1st, 1954, the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated by the USA, named Castle Bravo, was dropped on Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands. The total yield of the bomb was estimated to be 6 megatons, but due to a miscalculation, the total yield was more like 15 megatons, leading to one of the greatest nuclear disasters in American history. Essentially, what happened was the bomb, which was 40% lithium deuteride, which is a lithium isotope with 3 neutrons bonded with a hydrogen isotope with 1 neutron, and 60% lithium-7, which for all intents and purposes is normal lithium, had an unexpected reaction when the tritium core of the explosive was ignited. When the 40% lithium deuteride gets hit by a spare neutron from the unstable tritium, it splits into a helium atom with another tritium. The second tritium then decays immediately, releasing another neutron, which can then sustain the nuclear reaction. The problem was, lithium deuteride is expensive and rare. So to keep costs low, this nuclear weapon was supplemented with 60% lithium-7, which some of the greatest nuclear physicists of the time believed to be a safe alternative. It was believed that when lithium-7 was hit with a neutron, it would become lithium-8, which has a half-life of a second. Now, a second might seem like a very short amount of time, but when you're talking about a reaction that takes millionths of a second, like a nuclear weapon, a reaction that takes place over the course of seconds isn't going to have much effect at all. Once lithium-7 becomes lithium-8, it was believed that it would split into 2 helium nuclei, which is almost always correct. The problem was when lithium-7 is hit by a neutron with an immense amount of energy, this reaction doesn't take place. Instead, the lithium-8 instantly degenerates into a helium nucleus, a tritium, and a spare neutron. Both the spare tritium, which was the fuel for the weapon in the first place, and the spare neutron, which keeps the reaction going, were unaccounted for. This single nuke had more explosive power than all the bombs dropped during World War II combined. Along with this is the hard truth that the wind changed direction from northern uninhabited ocean to eastern islands inhabited by the previously displaced Bikini Atoll inhabitants. The results were catastrophic. According to a secretive military study 9 years later, cervical cancer in women increased by 60 times the native average from before the explosion. Colon and breast cancer increased by 5 times, oral cancers by 10, and lung cancer by 3 times when compared to the previous rate of island inhabitants. In 2004, the National Cancer Institute estimated that these 67 nuclear weapons likely generated an extra 530 cancers above background levels. However, the news isn't all bad. Film producer Tomoyuki Tanaka got the inspiration for the movie Godzilla from this incident, so at least there's that. All in all, this is just another avoidable incident caused by the USA. Bye everybody.